from NBK, who was the standout player on Cash by far. An absolute monster on the A site, on CT side. And keniS just spins around and wrecks shox in the face. Probably should have had that kill, in all fairness. But Scream's still alive, and Scream's alive. You can really never count out tight, and another kill comes down into a 2v2 once more. 40 seconds left on the timer. The bomb has not been dropped just yet from Titan, so it's still maneuvering itself onto the A side as Scream lands yet another headshot with the P250. It comes down to kioShiMa versus Scream. Scream's going to be using the connector. We're peeking around that corner right now, and it really is a game of patience. He has no defuse kit. Scream comes looking, and he gets a bullet between the eyes for his troubles. kioShiMa will defuse. But my goodness, was that close. Envyus just about by the skin of their teeth. Pick up the round, but of course in pistols, it simply doesn't matter how close or how far away it is. A round's a round. And I think Kyo just did a bit of a victory dance on Scream's corpse. Bit harsh. But that round went back and forth. The fact that Titan even got a bomb plant after MBK wrecked two players by himself. Although I guess he did kind of need 2 bullets for the job. 2 headshots will seal it up nicely. But to go from a 5v3 to suddenly a bomb plant 1v1 shows that Titan really did come back into that round. And it was a bit too close for comfort, I'm sure, as far as Titan are feeling right now. You'll notice that Titan didn't go for the full force up there, eyeing up round 3 to get the AK-47s in play. Only the one player going for pistol with Kevlar. And here's the executors. MBK chimes in with the first frag. RPK will answer back. This is one going to get planted. Yes, it is. Another kill does come down as well. So this is going to bolster up the amount of grenades they get. Going through into the next round here. Easy retake from Titan, no... from Envyus, pardon me. No real problems there. And for those of you wondering why this sounds kind of balked and a bit screwed, we've had this issue all day. First best of 3 was MBK. We always heard his sound from his perspective, so when he switched his knife and such, you could hear it even if we weren't spectating him. And this time I think it's Apex that we have problems with. I tried restarting the game, I tried changing resolution, I tried everything, nothing worked. So, rip. The Beard song is Obey the Beard by Psychostick. I'm glad a lot of you enjoyed that. They're a sick band. Not a super known band either, so go give them some love. Yeah, it says who the caster is in the title. I met this, for those of you asking. Twitter's there as well, if you're interested. Just check the title of the stream. So, yet to break the deadlock are either team. As a fair chunk of the round has already came and passed. It's kind of what we came to expect and love from Trent. It's a very tactical map. Typically the terrorists are going to bide their time, wait for the executions to come in. As a result of those 2 bomb plants, you can see that full grenades were pretty much bought up from Titan. They still have 3 smokes to play with. And 7 flashbangs, one of which has just been used as I say it. And SmithZz just waltzes straight in there and bags himself the headshot onto Happy, and that's going to make things a bit awkward for Envyus now. As Existence pushes through, picks himself up 2 frags. kioShiMa answers back in kind. But this is the old switcheroo from Titan. They get the damage done onto the B side, go plant on 8. They weren't factoring in kioShiMa being a boss though. And landing himself 2 frags, which could suddenly become a 3rd. It's not going to happen. RPK's there once more and Scream's in pole position to strike. And a bit awkward, but he gets the job done. And Titan do pick up their round. I can see what that's done to Envyus' economy. It is, well, terror bad. Derek, come here. Come here. Come here. I'll give you a hug. It's okay. Give you a hug. I feel like you might need a hug, bro. I've seen him typing in chat like 100 times. Due to the fact it was pretty much Deagle's picked up, they're trying to play this one aggressively. Apex just charges through team A and fears no man. Does get a trade for his troubles. That's not really good enough, or maybe it is. The 3 Deagles in play are on the hands of kioShiMa, NBK, and Happy. These are 3 players that are known and feared for their deagle work. I mean, just look at Happy's ace that he picked off when Semler was casting. Need I say any more? We know what he's capable of with this weapon. He's tanked up a couple plays, but they weren't headshots. Close range, finally has to reload. That's going to be to his demise. And scream from the top of train will put a bullet between MBK's eyes in connector. So a nice attempt there from Envyus. It allows them to get this buy up anyway. FBK lover, I'm chilling with chat, dude, because I'm solo casting. I've been solo casting for God knows how long now. I'm a little bit delirious, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just chilling with you guys. It's something different, right? It's not like super serious, but it's still serious enough. It allows me to interact with you guys, which is something that doesn't normally happen. So, Envyus have got a force buy in. Actually not quite as good as I originally thought it might be. It's AWPless, and it does force keniS not only to not have an AWP, but also just a 5-7. Go TV, please don't switch across when the action's about to start. Speaking of the action, Happy is in the thick of it. In connector, flashed and smoked off. Then keniS is putting down the heroics with the 5-7. Close range takes out RPK. And his second player as well. He picks up the AK-47. It's all on shox. The bomb has been planted. What can shox do from here? The answer, absolutely nothing. Bomb defused. Another bomb plant though for Titan. You can see there that every round that Titan have lost has been a defusal round for Envyus. So even when they're losing rounds, they're still getting onto the objective. They're still getting that all-important bomb planted. Unfortunate position from shox. I think he was expecting that his teammates would hold on better on the site, because I mean, keniS just came through like a whirlwind, wrecking two players, one with the 5-7, one with the AK-47. From shox's perspective, you can't really factor that in. You have to hope and kind of trust that your players have that on lockdown. shox's days could be numbered here. He's about to peak where keniS is looking with the AWP. That's not a position you ever want to be in, but he is running the interference right now. Apologies, I just nearly knocked my plate over. Hopefully you didn't hear that. MBK anyway is going to open up onto the car. As Apex tries to do exactly the same. He gets traded up though, and MBK again, there's the grenade, lands onto existence, pretty much into his pocket. And that does leave the flanker, the lurker, the pain in the backside of shox. That's the last player, and I think his position was probably called from Kenny, so they had a rough idea where he'd be coming from. And they could set up accordingly. You did hear it, brilliant. Rip the plate. It very nearly did rip. And then he knocked it on the ground and still got food on it, so that would have been really awkward. Well, I was eating a bit of curry, which, by the way, anyone that tries to cast, don't eat curry while casting. It's a really bad idea. Today I learned something. Envyus has started well here on their CT side. SmithZz goes out by himself. As you can see, though, there's no flashes or anything for Titan to utilise. You can't really fault him for that aggressive play. Apex does just tag up his teammate a tiny bit there, which I think was happy with the AWP. He's in connector. Bit of a love tap. Just welcoming him back into the server. RPK trying to be a bit of a nuisance. Meanwhile, again, oh, shox just switching across to see him KO Keo. But there's keniS to return the favour. And then some, looking for a second frag. Can't get it done. Going to be peeking onto RPK. Who looks like he was just surfing out of Pop Dog. Go TV, please stop. And shox is going to get picked off and just like that Titan crumble. Did he get one kill back? It's just a chicken korma. It's like a pretty mild one. I can't really handle spice that much, to be honest. But it's still screwed with my tongue. Kappa. So here we go, Titan. I have no grenades on shox and just a couple of smokes around the board, so I'd expect this to be an execute through upper, and quite a fast one as well. At least have the full AK-47s. They have given their position away, however. but no one's pushing aggressively from Envyus. They're happy to just sit back. MBK is there by his lonesome. 2 players though in connector are going to be the 2 AWPers, I believe. Happy is there, and soon comes Kenny as well. Existence strolls out onto the site, lands himself the shot. Existence gets wrecked there through the smoke, however. It's a bit unfortunate from his perspective, but the bomb's been planted anyway, so I'm sure he'll be fairly content with the outcome regardless. RPK now off the site. Will land a nice headshot onto MBK. And it seems like every frag this round's pretty much been a headshot. This has been one of those days for Envyus. Happy, just trying to save his AWP. No real hopes of him getting back. Titan pick up their 3rd. Awkward kill indeed. Happy's not going to get the 2nd. And that's going to be an AWP as well. And the 2nd AWP in play for Titan. So they can gift one of those across to Smith. The 2nd one will probably, I imagine, go across to shox. I'm not entirely sure he's going to pick up the 2nd one. Who's it going to be? So look, is it you, shox? Yes, shox. Makes sense. We've already seen kioShiMa use that spot, and we saw Guardian use it as well earlier when they were playing against each other. kioShiMa, close range, picks off RPK, who just sprints straight on through. I think because they saw that kioShiMa got the frag from the lower side of the boost, they assumed there wasn't a 2nd player there, so charging him with an AWP made a lot of sense. They just weren't expecting Kio to lock that one down. And Kio at the start of this round, I believe, only had a deagle, and now he's got an AK-47, so this is a great turnaround. A great turn of events for Envyus. And if they can lock this out without losing a single play, that's just money in the bank. Thanks, Pedro. Appreciate it, dude. Here comes Scream. My goodness, Apex. Is there a trampoline there? He just seemed to jump way too high to be natural. Happy coming in, locks down the frag. Titan get destroyed. And the round they're coming into, they honestly had the better weaponry. Across the board, they were looking good there. 2 AWPs in play from the get-go. Envyus with just a couple pistols, but they made it work. And now the AWPs have gone back into the hands of Envyus, and Titan back into an eco with some deagles thrown in for good measure. In fact, just the 1 deagle and a tech and the rest of them Glocks. Three players on A with 1 in connector again, just hoping for this last push from Titan, which is coming down, but it's through Beast. That's a perfect position from Happy. He's on connector again. He's consistently there. If you push out without a smoke, you're asking to be drilled from that AWP. But somehow, Existence has just slipped his way onto the site and gets a bomb plant, which I honestly feel that coming into this round, Titan were happy with. If they lose, but get the bomb plant, job done. If they can pick up any kills from here on out, it's just a big, nice bonus for them. Which I don't think they're going to get. Scream is there on the P250, but a bomb planted is going to allow them to get a better buy up here. They could go for another AWP on SmithZz. Although what I will say is that SmithZz on T side hasn't really done a great deal with this AWP so far. I think it's been mainly down to excellent smoke coverage from Envyus. And that's no disrespect to SmithZz. I just don't think he's had as much of an impact with the AWP as the likes of kioShiMa or indeed Happy. But as I say that, of course, I get proved completely wrong. That frag was pretty crucial, and I think that may have been an upper from SmithZz. Existence comes back. And that's what I was looking for. I was looking for SmithZz to make something happen. And the player who pushed up upper, which would have been Apex, because Happy's typically the connector player with the AWP, just got absolutely rolled. Rolled over. The curse of the commentator is indeed real. shox pushing out of T main has a pretty good position right now. If the CTs go looking, you can just shoot them in the back quite easily. But instead, Envyus are playing more of a disciplined, passive approach on the back of the site, trying to utilise kioShiMa's AWP to its strongest effect. You don't want to get up in the face, up in the grill of Titan with an AWP, of course. That's an unfortunate turn of events for kioShiMa. Had he have landed that, things would have been so much better. And now kioShiMa gives his position away. Somehow gets one and a second frag as well. Existence finally there to pick up the first one. MBK's going to be pushing through the smoke. The call would have came out from his teammate. Spammed through the smoke. And here comes the pause. Envyus calling it. Now I assume that this is, yeah, it's going to be a technical timeout because I think Happy has just timed. Which is unfortunate because it was him that had the problems earlier and required the replacement to come in for Envyus, which of course was Maniac. So I'm wondering if these issues persist, if we're going to have Maniac back in the server or Burley instead. The VAC. Sacre bleu. Technical timeout due to VAC. I mean, it would make sense, I suppose. Except for it totally wouldn't. So again, as I'm solo casting, guys, throw me questions, throw me ideas, throw me predictions, throw me everything. I need to feed off you guys right now. I'm knackered. Let's work together to make this an enjoyable experience. How about that? Just having a quick read of the chat to see if I'm going to get any more information out of this. You rejoined if crash, just wait. Okay, on TS. Right, cool. So Happy's on TS. Hopefully he'll be back on the server nice and soon. Thanks, Green Magics. Okay, knackered means tired in English, basically. It's like a slang term. Tired. Not naked. Although it's so hot in my room, I may take you up on that offer. Thanks, Harvey. I hope so too. Knackered boys. Favorite type of sandwich? You're asking the deep questions right now. You're asking the difficult questions, the pressing ones. I'd have to go for a tuna sandwich. I really like tuna sandwiches. How about you? What do you guys like in your sandwich? I'm guessing there's going to be some ridiculous answers, but I'll enjoy reading them all the same. Why are NUFC so bad? Well, we had Alan Pardew, followed by John Carver, followed by Steve McLaren. And now, if I could go back in time and get Alan Pardew back, I would in a heartbeat. But at the time, he was awful. But we got John Carver, a guy who'd only managed like a Canadian team before as a coach, who was absolute shocking. And then Steve McLaren, who took a ridiculous England squad and did nothing with them, didn't even qualify for the Euros. So we kind of got screwed a tiny bit off the management, I'd say. Yeah, we kind of suck. Alright, come on. Give me the information, boys. Seems like it's not okay. So it looks like we could have a replacement coming in from Envyus. So I'm going to throw you an option here, guys. So I put the music back on, or do I just continue nattering on with you guys? How can you read the chat when it's so fast? No idea, dude. I just pick up on certain words, and I guess I assume what the rest of it says. Mike Ashley is definitely a problem, yes. For those of you that said that. Fulham all the way. Nice. Nada. What I'd like to see from Titan, you know, just to touch on CS before the inevitable tangents and randomness that's going to come up, I'd like to see Titan maybe execute a tiny bit faster. They haven't gone for any super fast pushes other than against eco rounds from Envyus. I feel like the slow rounds are kind of letting them down somewhat. I'm not expecting them to just like all out YOLO rush out like T main or down Ivy, but maybe just get those executing faster. Try and bait off with a couple of smokes, a couple of flashbangs, like knock Envyus off guard. That was a pretty solid round, but it came off the back of a fast push through T main, right? So I'd quite like to see them do more of that. Why do I use a dynamic crosshair? I used a static one for like 2 years, and to be completely honest with you, it's the placebo effect. It's the same with when I used to switch resolutions, like every week. I'd switch to a different resolution. I'd be like, I suck, switch to a new resolution. Suddenly I drop like a 30 or a 40 bomb. And I'd be stuck with it for a week and I'd change it again. It's the same with my crosshair, like straight up. I don't think it makes any difference. It's just a placebo effect that I'm enjoying right now. Caster talking about the game. I know, right? It's crazy. The Beard song name was Obey the Beard by Psychostick. Sai, my dude, what's up? Opinion on Thorin. One of the best analysis guys out there, one of the most entertaining analysis guys. I know that he's quite a divisive character. And a lot of people don't like his style because he offends people or he just annoys people, but I personally love his style. Then again, I think we have a very similar sense of humor, and I just enjoy what he does. I find him very entertaining. I realize a lot of people watching this will not feel the same way. That's just the nature of personalities, isn't it? Did you ask me if I'll be casting at the next major? I saw someone say. Probably not. I mean, I'd love to cast a major one day, but I don't think I'm in the place right now where I'd be able to get myself across to one. I just want to do more offline tournaments. I've done quite a few in the last few months, and I hope to do more in the future. But I feel like the top tier casters are quite a distance ahead of me, so I need to improve first. Thorin is love, Thorin is life. A lot of people love him, some people not so much. I personally think he's great. I definitely won't be hosting anything. I would suck at hosting. I would absolutely suck at hosting. I'm really uncomfortable on camera. It's like one of my main weaknesses. I'm so uncomfortable on camera. How do you get to be a caster? Sven, you just have to be passionate, man. Just keep doing it. If you mean a caster that casts like big games, like anyone can become a caster. You can just cast like random matchmaking games and be a caster. But if you want to cast like the top tier games, have a passion for it, have a drive, keep doing it, improve, be honest with yourself, like where can you improve? And then when you feel like you're at a point where you can maybe go to the next level, send some demos into some companies. Get yourself out there. Make a YouTube channel, you know? Make casting stuff, link it, hope that someone puts it on CsGo Reddit. Do I suck at CsGo? I wouldn't say I'm a great player, but I'm global elite, so I'm higher than average. I'm a decent player. I have my moments, for sure. I also have days where I couldn't honestly hit the side of a barn, so there's that. If you're getting into casting with the idea of like making a load of money, don't. Because I've been casting now for 7+ years, and for the first 5 years I made pretty much nothing. I did it because I loved it. I did it as a side thing while I still worked full time. So if you're thinking, great, I'll get into casting, get paid loads. No, that's really not the way to get into it. Why aren't you starting the game? I'm not trying to be like a douche here, but if you look at how many players we have on the server, yeah, there's 9. That seems a bit uneven, right? That's why we're not playing yet. Are you reading this, Matters? Yes, I am. Skirboy. Skirbol. I don't know how to say your name. Why do English people say idea rather than idea? I don't know. That's a good question. ID? Is that how it should be pronounced then? Okay, so now we have 10 players, and it seems that Brawley is back in. And again, I'm probably saying his name wrong. I have casted LDLC, I think, 2 or 3 times in the past, so I could be completely off on that pronunciation. If I am, I apologise. But it seems like we are just about to get live. Oh my god. Or not. We'll just sit here for a while longer. Or fill in some more dead time. Oh, he's back. Brilliant. Right, here we go. We are going to be live and underway again. You've got a question though, with Happy being replaced due to internet problems, how is that going to affect Envyus? Has Broly had a much chance to play with them in the past? I assume he has. He's probably got a pretty good rapport with these guys, but does he know the strats, I should say. I've been saying that all night, like stats instead of strats. I don't know why. They're completely different words. Oh, MBK. Feared for his life there. Do you even lift, bro? Yeah, man. I lift cheeseburgers into my mouth. Like 50 reps a day. I'm stacked. RPK with the deagle. And it looks like MBK is all that stands between Envyus and this potential B site. And the fact he even got 2 kills there is really impressive. By himself, completely alone against like 2 or 3 players. kioShiMa is now jumping up on the train. He gets picked off, and now Apex is the last hope for Envyus. There's the first frag. 2 more to go. The problem is, though, he has a player coming around from behind from Connector. And that is shox. And there we go. Good night, Apex. Is this third map? It is indeed the third map of this best of 3. As you can see at the top, it is 1-1 currently between the 2 teams. A very close train as well. I would say Titan will be happy with 6 rounds here on this half. 5 is still doable. Oh my goodness, the Existence goes for another team kill. That's not the first one we've seen today. I expect maybe it won't be the last one. A 2-1-3. How important will that TK be at the end of this round? Apex down to 12. Bomb has been dropped out just outside of the A bomb site. And shox does get the upper hand on that spray down. shox has spotted... Well, I thought maybe he spotted Apex there, but actual fact, Apex is scurrying away to the CT side. I think he may have heard a bit of noise. Nade on through. shox going to be peeking up through Ivy. He's going to get the drop on either of his players. MBK wants... Oh, they line up for him, and shox gets both. Unfortunate timing from Envyus. It looked a bit like clown school there for a second, but shox does it. The line up, the frags, and Titan move within 1 round. And I said before, 6 would be a happy scoreline for them. They could be eyeing up the 8-7. Envyus are pretty much ecoing into this round, so they can afford a decent buy next one. Decent flash from Envyus, but it's only going to stop the initial pull of Titan players out team main. In fact, that may very well have been a flash from Titan. I'm not entirely sure. What I am sure is Apex just dome scream. Oh, that peak, though. Oh, the second peak, though. shox is on point right now. He's feeling it. Apex hungry for another frag. Just glances. Flesh wounds on the SmithZz. MBK with the 5-7. We saw what he's capable of with this weapon on the A main on Cash, and he switches weapons at the worst possible second. Maybe with the 5-7 he could have done some serious damage. But switching across is his death. Titan bullet back to a 7-7. And now Envyus, and they just have to hold on for dear life if they want to try and pick up the lead after this half time. The second peak, though, indeed, Croft to Crumb. I got a clown school. I'm sorry, Money Hoarder. Money Hoarder. I meant no offense. Oh dear. Kyo moonwalks his way into shox's crosshairs. GoTV's having some issues again, it seems, with players like kind of lagging out a tiny bit. That's a pretty big pick. And peek from Envyus. They will lose a player. The second push comes in. It's going to be Apex. He falls the same way. It looks as though Titan pretty much have every opportunity they want. They're almost spoilt for choice here. They want to push through Ivy. They want to push onto A. Unbeknown to them, if they went B right now, it'd be completely open. Maybe they don't even need it. They can just keep on picking off frags. There's Envyus. Keep on peeking them. MBK now coming up through the pop dog, and he is the last player. He's going to have the element of surprise to start off with, though, so you'd expect him to at least get 1 frag from here, and that's going to be on SmithZz. He's going to buy this time instead of waiting. Smith hasn't checked it. Smith's has the bomb as well, by the way. Oh my god. No. Don't do this to me, MBK. Don't do this to me. He's on... Well, he hasn't. That was an anticlimactic end. I was getting hyped, and then that happened. I'm sad. I thought we were going to see a Pasha-esque play there from MBK. Instead, egg smeared on his face. 8-7 for Titan. A fantastic T-half from them. And again, as soon as Happy leaves, things go pear-shaped. That was a 7-4 scoreline that turned into a 7-8 scoreline. Booley is pronounced Bialy. I think we've already been through this joke before. I feel like some of you guys in Twitch chat need new material, you know? Alright. So that's interesting. Second half starts. No problem, boys. We've got auto snipers and 7k. Alright. Not much of a pistol round anymore, rather than full-on AWP round. 7k pistol round. Gotta love it. The admin is fixing that, so we're going to have another delay here. That's been a night of delays. Paper armor. If I was to cast that, bro, there'd be nothing said. What use is a caster if they don't speak, huh? What happened to Happy? He's had internet problems. I don't know exactly what the problem is. All I've been told from admins is it's internet issues. He had it earlier, and now he has it again. So, what can you do? What's my CsGo dream team? It'd have to have Snacks in there. Snacks would be my first choice. I love me a bit of Snacks. It'd probably be Snacks Guardian. So you'd have Snacks Guardian. I don't want to just like fill it with AWPers. I would want it to be a team that made sense, right? So I'm not just going to go like Snacks Guardian, Kenny S. That would make no sense. The Snacks Guardian. This is really tough, actually. There's so many choices. There are so many choices I could go for. If you guys have a dream team that you'd like, put it in chat, by the way. This is quite an interesting question. This is making me think. I feel Snacks Guardian, MBK would be in there. Just for the possibilities of MBK, as we've seen time and time again today. Existence, probably. And then there's so many choices, dudes. There's so many choices. I need to think about that. I'll get back to you, okay? I'll put it on Twitter later on or something. Regardless, here we go. 0-0. What a nightmare. That means I'm going to have to do maths. And I can't even remember what the first scoreline was. 9-6, wasn't it? No, 8-7. 8-7 was the score. 8-7 to Titan. So I'm already tired. Now I have to do maths. Excellent. Anyway, here we go. Titan trying to fend off the push with RPK. And he's landed the one USP tag through the smoke. And the second as well. He's not going to get anything else done, but the fact that Apex just remains does not bode well for Envyus. 9-7 now the score. 9-7 the score. Okay. I can just imagine how many times people are going to ask what the score is in chat. It's going to be like every 3 seconds, isn't it? Oh, first half score. It says there. 7-8 to Titan. Thank you. I'm sure the admins did that. Love you long time. Here comes that push. Titan have managed to elect an aggressive push this time around, and it does pay off for them. You guys are such trolls. I love it. I actually do love it. Did Apex just... No, he didn't spot the gun peeking around the corner. It's an MP7 that's got a very short barrel. And although he does try and land a couple of those Deagle shots, it's not going to pay off for him. Here comes Scream. The spray down is complete. kioShiMa has answered back. But he's got a CZ, so he has to be very careful with how many bullets he expends as well. And it doesn't even come down to that because the crossfire and the revenge kill is real. 10-7. I'm going to say that a lot, by the way. I'm going to consistently say the score. It's going to get repetitive, I know, but for people that are just joining and wondering what's going on, it's 10-7. Titan took it 8-7 in the first half. KennyS is trying his luck, trying his arm with the P250. Did do quite a bit of damage, actually, to shox with UMP, so... Randomly gets finished off through the smoke. He's down to 9. He's going to hold the close angle. Again, they're running with this exact same crossfire. This time MBK does get the frag, but then as soon as the reload comes out, shox takes his opportunity. Very intelligent play from him, realizing he couldn't wait. And there is Scream delivering the fatal blow into KennyS. That will leave the pop dog kioShiMa left, but not for too long. 11-7 now, the score. Muted microphone. Oh, Edwardy, or Edwardy. Seeing as you asked so politely. 11-7, mate. That was very polite. That kind of caught me off guard. Speaking of catching off guard, that's exactly what Envyus is going to try and do here in this round, as they have full weaponry at the disposal, including an AWP on KennyS. MBK gets picked off from shox. He's running with the AWP this round instead of SmithZz, who's down to 22 HP. I didn't quite catch what the spawn was like there from shox, if that factored into the decision making. shox has landed yet another one. Bueller now trying to come through on Pop Dog. But again, it just, for me, it seems like Envyus have no real cohesion, no real teamwork. They're just peeking out one at a time. They're not going around at the same time and trying to get those return frags that we discussed before. And in doing so, it's just like effectively 5 individuals playing right now from Envyus, and that kind of factors into a lot of their play styles. They aren't the most strat-heavy team in the world. They're not going to go for the most executions, but there needs to be some kind of 2-man death squads going in at least, or some crossfires being set up. And so far, it has been eerily quiet on that front as they peek out one by one again. This time it's Scream that picks up the first frag, and the second one is next challenge, and he could very well get the third. No, kioShiMa comes back with 2. And you know what? This is very doable. He's got 15 seconds, though, to get onto this site with. And the bomb is getting planted. Let's have a look. Cue the Jaws music. SmithZz is in position. He can hear the footsteps. He knows kioShiMa's to his left-hand side. kioShiMa, surely he's not going to have a chance. And he didn't know what hit him. Picked off. And for the guy who said that's kind of what Envyus do, I completely agree with you. They are the kind of team that wants to out-aim people and just use individual skill. But sometimes that's not going to work. I feel like a backup plan is required, especially on maps like Train. If you're just pushing out one by one and you're getting wrecked time and time again, maybe it's time to mix something up, you know? RPK has a really good spawn here. May even think about pushing aggressively. Instead, he's just going to play this one slow. Pretty much the best spawn to push up if he wanted to. That grenade could have damage written all over it. Nope. Apex just pulled himself back in the nick of time. kioShiMa is there. Here comes SmithZz, going to have a couple of peeks, and it seems that SmithZz is happy enough just to keep the A4, or the A1S, I should say, the M4 in his hands rather than Yorp. He's playing the upper time and time again. And Titan already looking good at 12-7 on the lead. So far, a flawless CT round. As Apex is going to push on through. SmithZz on upper. There's one. There's 2. Looking for the spray down. He isn't going to land it. Those are the kind of situations where you'd want the A4 in your hands instead. The extra 10 bullets could have made all the difference. A 2-on-2. kioShiMa is very low. Scream's going to be flanking from the side. He's hoping they line up 4. And there's the first one. That should be all she wrote for this round. And Titan have got another round on the board and moved to 13-7 in the lead. And this is quickly getting out of control for Envyus. shox the scumbag he is, knifing to the face of Scream. It's all good. It's all good. Titan playing out of their minds right now. But I've got to say, Envyus have been really poor today. compared to what you'd expect from this team, haven't quite shown up. It's not taking anything away from Na'Vi or Titan, by the way. I'm not saying that Na'Vi or Titan don't deserve the win. They absolutely do. There's been something missing from Envyus, and I feel a lot of it is down to Happy's absence. But even with Happy, they've been struggling a tiny bit. Either way, let's get back into the thick of the action. As again, Titan are taking the lead in terms of manpower. MBK goes to the peak, does get a lot of damage down, but it's not enough to put shox 6 foot under. He did eviscerate him, but there's still a little bit of shock standing. Player in Pop Dog, which is going to be Bewley once again. kioShiMa by his lonesome. I just wonder if they're saying to Bewley, like, just do... Oh. Okay, that was awkward. I was going to make a point there, and then that confrontation just completely took me off it. I say maybe they're going to unleash him and just allow him to do whatever he wants, kind of be a lone gunman. A lone wolf. Go off by himself, go crazy, be aggressive. Maybe that's the best state of play here. Just allow him to go crazy. But either way, Scream's going to pick him off. kioShiMa's there with the AK-47 as well. And again, in these kind of scenarios, kioShiMa seems to come alive. You've seen this time and time again. Even if he doesn't win clutches, he takes them really close. Problem is, though, that shox is in a good position. There's not enough time. kioShiMa couldn't check every corner. I've already discussed before that train's a nightmare in those kind of scenarios. There's so many little corners for you to check. Positions you have to be wary of. And so kioShiMa banked on behind the trains. It wasn't the case. Who's the caster? I met this. Or Vince, whatever makes it easy for you. It's in the title of the stream, guys. My Twitter's up there. So, Envyus maybe trying to go for a bit of a desperation charge instead, mixing it up, going for the aggression that I mentioned that Titan needed to go for. And so far, so good. Although it's down to another 2-on-1, but here we go. It's now Apex versus Scream. And Scream's going to be using that USP instead. Maybe the callers came across that he is very low. Molotov gets extinguished. Apex throws one out. A lot of time to play with, and you can see that Scream has banked on this being a B play. That's not the case. And now Scream is in all sorts of bother. Smoke thrown on Pop Dog. Apex will relocate now. Where's his decision going to take him? Almost perfect play for Apex. Almost perfect. Sure, he was banking on Scream not coming up from behind him on the CT spawn. There's really nothing Scream can do. And by the way, a sad stat to read off until that round came to fruition from Apex. From 7-4 down, Envyus have not won a single round after Happy DC'd. So that was 10 rounds in a row that they'd lost after Happy left the server. And he's a bit worried. shox just team kills Scream, domes him, executes his teammate. And again, we've got a spy in the midst. Maybe he's been bribed. Who knows, but that Deagle execution frag, pretty rough. Probably wouldn't have made a great deal of change to this round in particular. It's just a pistol upgrade round for Titan, but still, you hate to see it happen. Scream minding his own business, admiring the scenery in train. Boom. Get domed, son. Just imagine Scream's reaction there, like, you what, mate? Why me? Anywho. Into the next round we go. This will be around 24. Doing maths on stream is never a good idea. But it is 14-9. In favour of Titan, if you have just joined us and are curious on the score overall. As here comes the fast push. Bewley is going to get that kill. A pretty crucial one. kioShiMa's up on the train. There's one and a second frag as well. The spray is on point right now for Team Envyus. And this is just what the doctor ordered. We're getting through into the business end of this map. And indeed this best of 3. And if ever there's a time to start to shine, it's right here, right now. And Envyus seem to be waking up, finally. Scream. Last remaining Titan player. Doesn't have a defuse kit, doesn't have a hope of defusing this bomb. There's no chance. Save the AK, take it through to the next round. And to 14-10, we will move. Great entry frags. And again, it comes off the back of an aggressive push. I feel that's where Envyus are at their strength. Playing slow doesn't necessarily filter in very well. Can you find out how many team kills Titan's got in the past 2 weeks? Ball bars, I wish that I could. Unfortunately, I don't think there's an easy way for me to do that without screwing the stream up and alt-tabbing and such. Today, I think they've had 3 or 4 team kills. In the past... Well, actually, they played yesterday as well. I think 5 or 6 team kills in the last couple of days. That's quite a few. So now we're seeing that the economy is catching up with Titan. Can't dodge the taxman any longer. Existence will land himself the shot. Will be traded out, though. I suppose any damage at this point is good damage as far as Titan feel right at this point. 250 and Deagle's rattling off. It's going to do nothing. Envyus again just walk onto the site. Pretty much a throwaway round for Titan. There's nothing they could have really done. One will get hunted. SmithZz, where is he? Chilling in the bathrooms. I've always wondered why they're called bathrooms, seeing as there aren't technically baths in there. Shower thoughts, I guess, that SmithZz is currently having. He's about to get encircled, I feel, though. Who is that player? It's going to be MBK that's thinking about this one. Nope. Oh, dear. SmithZz comes down, wants to get an exit frag, gets wrecked point blank range from kioShiMa, and we will be manoeuvring ourselves onto 14-11, and here comes the GoTV issues again. Don't you love it? Don't you just love it? We've had so long without any problems. What the? You're a seriously weird caster. I can pretty much confirm that. I'm not going to deny it. GoTV, please don't do this to me right now. Please. Come on. It's a problem that we've had the last couple of days, guys, where GoTV just randomly kicks. Apparently the streams are having the same problem as well, so it needs to be fixed. But we're going to be jumping back into the server right now. Hopefully you haven't missed a great deal. Come on, game, load for me, please. Please. Pretty please, with ice on top and sugar and all that good stuff. Ice on top? That made no sense. Icing was the word I was looking for. There we go. Let's get back into the action, boys. We haven't actually missed anything. All 10 players are alive, so I spared you the slow start to the round. You're welcome. You don't need to flame me anymore. Alrighty. 35 seconds. We're into the nitty-gritty stages of this round. And it's SmithZz that breaks the curse. Titan hungry to go one round away from victory here. That's exactly where they're going to be. shox comes in, lands himself the headshot. Warps on point, and Titan are holding firm here. 15 seconds, and it just seems Envyus have timed themselves out well and truly. kioShiMa doesn't have time on E-Box. And Titan now have themselves 5 match points. They are currently sitting at 15-11 in the lead. Which is actually 4 match points. Not 5. I can maths, honestly I can. Double nade landing in T main. Does minimal damage to Apex. I mean, 26 is still a fair chunk, but nowhere near what could have happened if he moved slightly forward. It doesn't matter though, because he got domed off existence. It doesn't matter if he's got 100 or 0. He is a dead man. He is gone from the realms of this round. Murdered in his prime. Scream is there to pick up MBK. And this is looking oh so good for Titan. Remember, they are 15-11 ahead. It's not 7-4, ladies and gents. And Envyus are gambling on kioShiMa Or they're standing. They're double standing, I guess you could say, purely to really dig them out of a deep ditch. kioShiMa started things off. The bomb has been dropped, and look who is there. It's none other than shox. He's been a consistent beast today. And indeed yesterday. And he's heard footsteps to his right-hand side. It's only a matter of time. Ripping pepperonis, Bewley. It's the one tap. He pulls it off in style.